Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. Hot or cold, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success.
I think today, what I time, I just kind of wanted to reflect on 24 a little bit, being at it's almost New Year,
right?
But some might say it's almost New Year's.
New Year's, yeah, it's a lot of them coming.
Yeah. So, where we at, just always get in the mode of reflecting. A lot of people would do like New Year's resolutions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really do resolutions.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because I think like every day is a day to work on my goals and what I want to achieve, Maybe we can just talk on that a little bit and then we'll dive into some of the topic stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have, for probably a decade or better, not been one that believed in making New Year's, resolutions. Not necessarily for the reason that you articulated, because every day is an opportunity. Right. I guess more than anything, it just came from the realization that I never kept them. And so, you started January 1st, maybe you give yourself the 2nd before you start, but my birthday's in March. So I have never still been doing my resolution by March.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? This feels more like failure. And so now I'm a quarter, basically my birthday's in March, so I'm a quarter in, and then I'm feeling like, man, I'm behind. Because everything I said I was going to do, I stopped doing it, or I stopped doing it with the same tenacity. So I stopped feeling like I was really accomplishing anything. But there's only 9 months left in the year at this point.
Yeah.
So it was just more of a survival reaction for me to stop making myself promises that I don't keep.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think that goes back to knowing oneself.
That part.
I think we're in control of our destiny, of our journey. A lot of times we handicap ourselves with continuing to think we're going to do things that we're not going to do.
So even from the moment we make the resolution, you're saying we are uncertain if we're going to keep it?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying just kind of like how you explain, like what sense do it make for me to keep doing this every year? And I know that shadow of a doubt by the time March comes.
Right.
And I've done this for 8 years.
Yes, sir.
And I haven't done
Yes, sir.
So let's make some adjustments.
Yes, sir.
Let's try to not do that. And let's try to do something else.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I've never heard this before, but you really helping me.
Yeah.
Because why not a New Year's solution?
I'm gonna go you on you.
I never thought about that until the very moment that you said that.
New Year's
solution,
not resolution.
Yeah.
New Year's solution. That's good. I love that.
And that's active. That sounds like, okay, I gotta do something. Resolution is like stuff I say I'm gonna do. A solution, I said, I'm the answer. And so I think for me, that gave me power to figure out what questions am I going to answer for 2025. And I think some of the things that set our sails in the correct path is to chart a course that is attainable. There's some questions that I can answer
right now.
December 31st.
Yeah, set yourself.
So why am I waiting till January 2nd to answer something that I can answer right now?
That's so good.
And then here's the crazy thing. So we set our times on changing when the clock strikes midnight on January 1st. not understanding that in California or New York, we're not all even doing the same thing at the same time. So we already either an hour early or an hour late just in America.
Yeah.
So why are we waiting for a time to change when you really basing it on the sundial and the clock and the time, when that's already had a revolution that's already made? The time is now.
And I can make the solution right now.
Make it now.
Well, come on.
You can make it now.
Yeah, so good.
I think sometimes it helps feed those people that are procrastinators, because tomorrow is always the best time to do it. If you don't really want to do it anyway.
Yeah, it holds you accountable.
Yeah. If I said, I'm going to give you $1 million, but you got to get over here to Walmart today, you're going to leave right now. I'm leaving in the middle of your haircut. Turn these clippers off, Clip. I holler at you. I mean, when I holler at you, chill when I come back. This was on me, you know. We'll make a solution and fix the casualties after the fact. But if I really don't want to go over there anyway, man, what time they close?
911. How long y'all stay?
How long y'all stay open? That's that call. And then black people, this is our favorite question: who all over there? See, you trying to find a reason not to come.
All reasons to get around the solution.
All of that. Just solve it.
Yeah.
Just solve it.
Man, that's so good. Just hearing you talk about that, it makes me think of just putting in action, you know, towards the path you want to go.
Right.
Right. Like, what are the solutions that's going to allow you to put the actions in towards the path that you want to go? But really, you don't have to wait to do that. Just like you talked about the New Year's resolution. I can do that right now.
Do it now.
I think that's another reason too with the resolution. Like for me, I started setting my goals a few months ago.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I'm taking actions on those goals you knew you hadn't even hit.
Absolutely. That's because you're serious about go get it.
Yeah, I mean that. I mean that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So you're not waiting on the starter pistol of the ball to drop before you go.
No.
When you can go now.
Ah, man, hey. Ooh, this brought a story up for me. I got a story for you, a good one on that one. So, you know, I've been speaking for a while and blessed and fortunate to connect with some really cool people.
Yeah.
Right? And I got an opportunity to go to Philly.
Okay.
This principal I'm connected with, big time cat, real good dude, multiple time author.
Okay.
I mean, he speaks all over the world of school districts. He's been doing it. You know, he's been, you know, head guy of an inner city school. So I mean, like, he's the go-to guy.
Right.
And so, you know, I had an opportunity to go speak at his school.
Okay.
And so me, man, I'm excited. Right. And you know, he had some things going on. You know, he gives me the plan, like, hey, you know, be on campus at this time, and you know, I'll meet you at this certain time and place, and all of that. But me being excited, it's kind of like we talked about, me not waiting. You know, I'm gonna be early because to me, on time is late.
That part.
So I'm there, you know, 45 minutes early. And I always like to get to a place early, especially when I'm speaking, because I want to observe the surroundings.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
I'll drive around in the neighborhood, and I want to walk the hallway.
Yes, sir.
With the kids, and
get a
let them see me.
Yes, sir.
Before, you know, so that, you know, when they sitting down in front of me, it's not the first time.
First introduction.
They've seen me.
I like that.
Like, they've seen me on campus.
Yes, sir.
You know, shaking hands and
tapping
them up,
right,
asking them their name and all that kind of stuff. Well, the principal had a different plan for me. And so he wasn't on campus because he had a meeting. So his assistant principal calls him, like, hey, you know, got this guy on campus here. You know, he said he's looking for you, yada yada, you know. And so and when the principal got there, he's like, man, yeah, I was just trying to get you to come at this certain time so we can move the plan like this. I had to apologize to him, you know. Like, for me, it's especially with an opportunity like this, when I'm striving to be a blessing,
right,
and striving to give, man, it's hard for me to. I'm just gonna say I'm offside. So I'll take the penalty.
Right. Exactly.
That's on me.
Exactly.
Charge that to my heart.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to do
Yeah.
things the right way. And so I think when we can operate in that manner, you know, he's like, oh, okay, I understand. I get you.
Right. Yeah.
I'm with that.
Yeah. You probably taught him something.
Yeah. I'm
Educated
with
the educator.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. You
Right.
know? And so, you know, I was like, hey, my bad on that. I apologize.
Right.
But I wanted to make sure that I was professional. I wanted to make sure that I was giving you more than what you expected.
Yes, sir.
Me.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to make sure I was going above and beyond. I certainly didn't want to step on no toes or extend my boundaries. But I'm just here to serve.
Yeah, that's integrity, man.
Yeah,
that's integrity. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
He probably changed some of his protocols, even procedures from that interaction. Yeah, you know.
It was a learning experience for both.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man. Your subject is like so exhaustive. Like 2024, man. This seems like it's been at least 400 days in this year. It just and we're not even. It's not over yet, man. Hey,
come on.
Somebody cheated. They had some more time on the clock, man.
You know, going into it, you know, I don't do resolutions, but I love, like I said, I'm more like solutions. So there are things as far as, you know, sometimes like I've heard like the one word, like
I like that.
You know, some people do different things, but sometimes I'll do a little slogan to help push myself.
Right.
Like mine was do more in 24.
I got you. Yeah.
You know, do more to give service. Do more to be a better version of myself. You know, do more to, you know, just continue to have improvement.
Right.
And you know, I agree with you. You know, it seemed like it was, and just reflecting on it, it was more for sure.
Right. That's what you said. More in 24.
That's what you said.
Yeah, you're gonna do more. You're gonna need some more time. It's only 24 hours in a day, so
man.
You know, that's funny.
But it's been good. A lot of learning.
Yeah.
A lot of learning.
Yeah, when you say, you know, like a theme, more in 24. So, you know, as a pastor, you know, I've been thinking about themes. You know, we don't usually do it, but if I was going to put a banner up, you know, I was saying already thrive in 25.
Yeah.
You know, and that sounds good, but then you think about that. Weren't we trying to do that in 24?
Oh, yeah, y'all.
23? What year did we say this is the year I'm not going to thrive? We don't do that, right? So even the integrity, everybody want to call me now, even the integrity of that statement is not really genuine because we're acting like this is the year that I'm going to do that. Well, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? You've been shucking and jive in 25? What was it you were doing before?
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, I think when I look back at, you know, 2024, what I want to do better with 2025 is be genuine. To thine own self be true. You said that a second ago, and I think more than anything, that's where the truth for me is overcommit. You know, a lot of times we overcommit and underdeliver. And then in your story, that's what you said, I'm not going to be guilty of. I wanted to give you more than you're paying for.
Yeah.
That's adding value. And so I like that. That's really part of what my inventory is. But KJ likes to use, take a personal inventory.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that statement made me do.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I know, I'm thinking it's gonna be live in 25.
It's gonna be live in 25. Live in 25.
Yes.
24 was live.
Yeah, 24 was live. 23 was live.
Live and
all
kicking.
Of them been live.
It's still kicking.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
But I wanted to do any other cultures, you know, do that. We are masters of artistry and music and style. So, you know, we put a theme. I don't know that I've ever heard, you know, the Chinese people have a Thrive in 25 or a Live in 25. They may have a Chinese New Year or the Year of the Dragon, or it's been going on for centuries. Yeah. But our people are just so colorful and imaginative and creative. But sometimes I think that's where it ends with our creativity. But then our follow through is sometimes lacking.
Yeah. Back to the whole action piece.
That part. What solution?
Yeah, solution.
Yeah, what solution? Are we just gonna have another rap lyric that we can drop for the first couple weeks of January, or we gonna really do something different?
Yeah. Who was that?
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I appreciate the question because you really got me thinking. And as a visionary of a business and of a church, that's what we're on right now. We're having our first leaders meeting January 5th. Mm-hmm. And, the course has already been set for positions. And so funny thing happened Sunday at church. My wife did a PowerPoint slide about the meeting. And she had a lot of words like growth, grace, faith, advancement. But the word position wasn't lined up like the other words. They were on a certain angle, and the word position was shifted. It was like 2 or 3 degrees higher than the arc that she had set. And so when she noticed it on the PowerPoint, she was talking and she said, position's not in place. And so she was trying to apologize for it. But I told her after church, I said, no, that was exactly what has been the problem. People are not in their right position.
Yeah.
So even in that was like ideal for what 2025 has to be about, is getting position in the right position. Right? So that was a goal in my moment. That was a moment where I was like, okay, this is exactly what we need to do. Get the people in their proper position. So that's my charge as a leader.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Not just getting the people on the bus, but getting the people on the right seat in the bus.
Come on, man.
To go to the right place.
Come on, man.
Together.
Wow.
Position.
Wow. So we have assigned seats on the bus.
Yeah.
It ain't just get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
But that goes to the leadership piece.
Facts.
Right. As leaders, we want to make sure that we know our people and take the time and know what they bring to the table.
Right.
What their strengths, what their weaknesses are, and put them in position to, continue to grow their strengths and use their strengths, but also help them with the weaknesses of the things that they may need help on. But as a leader, we have to do that for ourselves.
Facts.
And make sure that we've done that so that we can know those things.
Wow. So I wonder, based upon our personal hang-ups, deficiencies, or insecurities as a leader, do we actually do that? If I get to be the one to set assigned seats, do I start with me as a leader, putting me in the least seat that I'm most comfortable in? Or do I take the seat that's my seat, so I'm going to sit here, and then we put other people in an uncomfortable position and we call it growth? I'm giving you an opportunity to grow, but we don't even start off from a growth position. We start off where we're most comfortable. Because if we really going to lead, shouldn't we start off by leading? And my least favorite thing is public speaking, so shouldn't I first have to speak publicly?
Yeah. That's so good. I think for me it goes deeper than the leadership piece. I think that goes to the heart of service.
There you go.
I think just hearing you say that, I think to be great at that, you really have to have a heart of service.
Right.
And your actions show that. Like you can tell your people, hey y'all, I'm not a good public speaker.
Right.
And I'm working on that. But you can also show your people and say, hey, I'm not a good public speaker, but I'm gonna be the first one to get up at the
I like that.
every meeting.
I like that.
Here's our mission.
Yes, sir.
This is why we do what we do.
Yes, sir.
Now y'all take it and let's have this meeting.
There you go.
And piece it in place.
There you go.
Mission.
That's empowering.
Yeah.
Because people know certain things. Oh man, this dude, he's stepping out on faith and he's expecting us to do it. Well, it's easier to follow a leader that's trying to push you to grow and you see growth in the leader.
Yes.
But me, I'm this type of dude. I'm not following a leader that's not following somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm careful of leaders that's not being led by somebody, even if the somebody has to be God, because now there's some ascensions that you get so high that there seems to be fewer people that are available to lead you. But who is the leader following?
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens in churches all the time. Pastors that tend to fall off the cliff is they stop having people that they were accountable to.
Yeah. To be a good leader,
There you go. Come on, man.
To be a good follower, you have to be a good leader.
Come on, yeah.
I think it's inverse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that.
But then again, it goes back to the heart of service.
Yep.
I think the best leaders that I've had, the ones that I really admired, have been ones that I could look up to that would get in the trenches with you.
Exactly.
And say, and I'll share this.
Exactly.
Man, I had an opportunity to get a leadership position, and the leader that I had, he's like, man, really proud of you. I was like, what's one bit of advice that you can give me? He said, and I'll never forget this. He said, know what you know what you don't know, and for what you don't know, put people around you that know what you don't know.
That takes strength.
And so if you can do those three things, I think you continue to have growth.
Right.
It continues to be live in 25.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on.
If you will. You continue to get better. You continue to lead. You continue to follow. I think the atmosphere becomes contagious and infectious.
So why do you think most leaders are intimidated to put somebody in position that knows something that they don't know as the leader?
It takes humility. It takes the heart of service. Go back to that.
Back to that. Yeah.
It requires humility. It requires work. It requires someone that knows that it's bigger than them. It requires someone that knows that they have a higher calling and a higher purpose.
Wow.
Like you said, the following. If the following is faith in Christ.
Right.
Well, you're always going to do that.
Right.
Because you know that if the big man gave you those talents that you're using, it ain't about you.
So servant leadership looks like Jesus said, let he who is greatest among you be the servant of all. And then he knelt down to wash the disciples' feet.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And they were like, nah, wait, you Jesus, you can't wash my feet. And so Jesus was modeling. The whole time he was modeling for them. This is what true servant leadership.
Yes, sir.
We tend to want to show we're the greatest by how many people will serve us. But that's opposite for how the kingdom is set up, that we are supposed to show our greatness by how many people we serve.
That gave me chills. So good.
So like you said, it shows up.
Yeah.
And if it's modeled correctly, now you've shown the people what you expect, not just on a handout or memorandum, but in action.
I can show you better than I can
that
tell you.
part.
Yeah. And action speaks louder than words.
We got a lot of cute phrases for it, and if we're not careful, that's all 2025 will be, is another hashtag.
Yeah. But it's about the action.
Yeah.
It's about the action.
All right, big dog.
Same to you, brother.
I love
you. Love you, big dog.
Tell your son I said hello. Happy New Year.
Will do. Yeah, it's I think that brings me back to this. I think this is one of the points that I wanted to hit you with too, as far as the leadership piece and reflecting on 24. Input equals output. Right.
Okay.
I heard you talking a little bit about formulas earlier.
Right.
And that kind of threw it at me. I've kind of seen that in 24. It was really cool for me because, and I've been blessed to see that some things that I gave service to effort or energy towards a long time ago.
Right.
The output is that, some of these things that I've been starting to achieve have come to fruition.
Right.
Because of the things that I've sown
Yeah, absolutely.
a long time ago. And I had no clue of where it was going to come from, but it came because of the input that was put in a long time ago. Before 24.
So when the farmer sows, he may know the season
Yeah, come on.
that the seed sown will sprout, but you don't know the day.
Sprout.
The manifestation of it, it's predictable behavior based upon the past, but it still doesn't tell you what day in spring
Yeah.
the seed that you sowed back in fall.
Sow the seed.
So, but here's the interesting thing about that process that I think most people get lost in. If you're not from an agricultural society, you'll sow a seed in fall, but it gets colder, darker, quicker in winter. And if you're in a certain part of the country, it gets frostier and the ground looks like it's dead. The leaves fall off. So sometimes we get lost in the winter
Of what it
that
looks
follows the seed of what we sowed and think, oh man, that was wasted seed, wasted time. But if you don't give up in that winter, then spring comes after, and that's when the harvest comes. And usually you may have even forgotten about the fall when you sowed it. And it's like, man, I forgot I planted apple trees. All of a sudden now you have apples. So I think that's a word of encouragement even for us. So the Bible says, be not weary in well doing, for if you faint not, you will reap a harvest. Thank you for that reminder.
That's a life lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it the right way now. It'll be all right later.
Wow.
That takes me to I think just a couple points that come up for me off of that is just doing it the right way.
Right.
I think you can't go wrong when you do it right. You strive to do it right. Because I said striving in there. Because I believe that none of us are perfect.
Right.
We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to need some help. But in our striving, it goes along with intentions.
How so?
And I think that if your intentions are pure, we don't make mistakes.
Right.
But if my intentions are pure, then I've seen that help will be there for you when you need it.
Wow.
Not if you need it,
right,
but when you need it.
When you need it.
Right. Now, if the intentions are different, when you need that help, people around you may be skeptical.
But what is that skepticism based upon?
The intention is not being pure.
But they don't see your intent. What do they see?
What I'm saying is I think it goes back to the actions that we talked about earlier.
Okay.
If your actions show that your intentions are pure, by your actions, you're striving to get in there and show that, I'm not perfect. I'm just striving to do the best thing that I can with what I got. That eventually things will be better for you because of that, because you're striving to do things the right way.
Okay. So as I'm thinking of a relationship where that may be in the midst of that process, I feel like people don't know your intentions. I think we look at your history. We look at your track record. When I decide, hey, Chip might have been 5 minutes late for his appointment, I don't know your intention in being late. Man, he wasted my time. If I'm quick to assume your intent is ill will towards me, I'll respond differently than if I look at your history.
Right.
Man, Chip's never late. Chip's always 30, 40 minutes early for his appointment. So now, based upon your past performance, I judge your intent differently because I know you're intentional about being early.
Yeah.
So there's a connection I'm drawing from this conversation with our character, because that we can look at and see your past performance and judge your future intention, even if it goes bad.
Yeah, when you say the word character, I tie that to the intention of showing respect. Right. That's the
I like
way to
that.
phrase it.
I like
the
that.
intention to show respect.
The intention to show, yeah.
You know, like the example that you gave was like, I mean, you know, without a shadow of a doubt,
right?
that my intentions are to be early, because of my track.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you've seen from me,
right?
Like, you know what the intentions are and where I'm coming from.
Right.
You know, I'm not coming from a place of ill will.
Right.
You know, not uplifting or
absolutely,
those kind of things. So then now, I think, like I was saying too, now, you know, when there comes a time where I may be a couple minutes late because of traffic, then there's some grace.
Absolutely. Come on, man.
Because, and forgiveness.
Right.
Because first, you know what the intentions are, but then also, I've communicated to you that I will be late.
Absolutely.
Because of the respect that I have.
Wow.
And so I think it goes back to the actions too, like
there
you talked about. I think it's a number of things that go with that. But really, again, that's sowing the seed as well.
Right. Wow.
Which goes into opportunities, bringing opportunities.
Yeah.
Because of all of those things.
Right. Because they've watched how you performed in the past. Hey, this is a guy that I may tell a friend that's never met you, but based upon my confidence, based upon your track record, hey man, fly him out, pay his fee, put him in a hotel, all those things. But we don't even know if this guy is going, trust me. Which now speaks to my integrity has to have weight for me to lend some of my integrity to Chip, that he's going to show up and transfer that same level of integrity. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That may be a book right there.
Hey man, like
transferred integrity.
Man, that's so good.
And so now, as a result of that, opportunities bring opportunities.
Yeah, for sure. I love it.
Now, how do you come up with your subjects, your themes? Because they're always so provocative. Though it may seem random sometimes when we start. Not this one. This one was spot on because of the time of the year it is.
Right.
But they may seem so random, but yet they're so full of insights. What's your process, if there is one?
I think it goes from reflection. I think that's the first piece. You know, just reflecting on where we are in our lives based off of some of the things that I may know.
Gotcha.
Or some of the things I may not know, but I do know because in the line of work of what you do.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You know, like good.
All day.
Yeah.
You walked in on the piggyback of one. Yeah.
You know, so like, I just think that this, all the time off camera, a lot of times, sometimes we want to prepare for things because that's what we do.
Right.
Prepare, but it's in us. It's in us because that's what we've lived and we've seen it, and so it's a blessing when we can just remember and be reminded that we've done the preparing, we've sown the seeds.
Wow.
It's just a matter of sharing it now.
So your answer is really like you don't necessarily prepare, you just kind of open the tap of what the reservoir already has in it.
Let it flow.
Wow.
Let it flow.
Wow.
Because I think when we allow ourselves to do that, there's some things that I even hadn't thought about that you brought. Or when you said something.
Mutual.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you said something came up for me and I said, And you like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that
Right.
perspective, And so there's a number of things, but I think that's how we continue to grow and get better when we can have those conversations and put ourselves in environments where we can learn and grow like that.
Right.
That is so crucial.
My dad used to say about luck. He said there's no such thing as luck.
Mm-hmm.
He said success happens when opportunity meets preparation.
Yep.
And so that's what I hear from what you just articulated is you don't necessarily have to make an intentional place to go and let me process what I want to talk about, because you're always not just prepared, but you're always preparing. You never stop. You never start the preparation process because you truly never stopped preparing anyway. Like they say, you don't have to stay ready. I mean, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready, right?
Lunch meat.
Yeah, and so you're always in that stage. I just may turn on the tap and share where I am at this part of that process. Wow.
Solutions.
Wow.
Not resolutions.
Wow.
Solutions.
What have I figured out at this point?
Solutions.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a good place to be too.
Yeah.
When you're reminded of that, it's encouraging, and it also allows you to push to just continue to do things the right way and learn those lessons, right? Because just like just in this time that we talk, there's certain Bible stories that you've mentioned, right? There's verses. There's certain life lessons that you've mentioned because of that.
Yeah.
But now we know that those things are going to come up for us to speak on those. I think it gives us a heightened sense of awareness to see when those things come.
Wow. I like that. Heightened.
Yeah, like so many things that we see, that we observe with our senses, that will allow us to be used, if you will, so that we can be used, if you will, by the man,
Right.
to be a blessing. Some may call that blessed to be a blessing.
That part. So I'm processing something you said, that we go through things, and if we go through it the right way, then we have an answer or a solution when the time comes to pour back into somebody. But what happens if we don't go through it correctly? If we go into a crisis or a hardship, and whatever kind of way that looks like, we cheat the process.
Yeah. I think it's not winning and losing; it's winning and learning.
Okay. What do you mean?
If we have the right perspective.
Okay.
Right. So, prime example, like I hear there's traffic, and I can say, hey, I took this certain route to go here, but when I came here, I went one extra light, and then I turned left.
Okay.
So, which it made me miss the place, made me be behind on where I was going. So now that was my intentions were to be on time, the right way, but I didn't. I made a mistake. Right. So some may consider that a loss. It really wasn't a loss. It was a learning lesson, because now the next person that I send to come over here to this barbershop, I can say, hey, turn at the second light. Take a left at the second light, because if you go to the third light, you're going to pass it, and you're going to have to come back. Make a U-turn and come back to it.
Okay.
And so just in that there, like there's so many things in our life that happen that way.
Wow.
We're going to make mistakes. But do we have the heightened sense of awareness to say, okay, once I make this mistake, what have I learned from it? And how will I be better because I made this mistake?
You even took it a step further. How can I make the next person's trip be better because I've already figured out this way was ineffective, right? So I think about a statement. They say Benjamin Franklin, now it's questionable about who actually invented electricity or not, whether
Yeah.
he looked more like us or not.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the story is that he had failed at discovering electricity over 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think somebody told him, they asked him, why are you still trying to invent this electricity? You've tried 100 ways and none of them work. He said, no, I've successfully discovered 100 ways
that
don't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
This really, it's your perspective.
It's your perspective.
And so he was that much closer. Like they used to tell us in sales, I hate being told no, like most people.
No,
but they said
sets you up
100
for the
no's
next, yes.
sets you up. But
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
never deal with those 100 no's to get whatever percentage that was. But the ones that were successful in that line of work took that no and would be like, thank you.
Yep.
Because I'm now 99 no's closer to a yes.
Yeah.
But I was counting the number of no's, man. That's 10 no's in a row instead of saying, man, I only got 90 no's left. Wow. Wow. That's big. That's big. Now that I think back on that, I understand why I sucked as a salesperson. Because I never did acquiesce to that level of heightened awareness.
You know, I think another thing that comes to mind for me too is, you know, we talked about environments and putting ourselves in the right environment. I've been really fortunate to be in environments where there was people around me that were okay with saying, hey, this was good for me in my life. Hey, this is how I messed up in my life. And I don't want you to do that.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you how I messed up so you can move more efficiently and effective, and you don't have to
That
do
part.
that. You don't have to learn that lesson
Right. Yeah.
the hard way.
I like that.
And that's really been a blessing for me, man.
How has that shaped you as a coach, as a dad, as an educator?
It's meant everything. Like that's how and why I operate the way I do.
Right.
Because I know what it feels like to receive that. I know what it feels like to have people to pour into me and believe in me, even when I may not have believed in myself. And it's a great feeling. So now, it's nothing for me to return that favor. Because there's been so many people that have done it for me. And I'm grateful for it. You know?
So that's how your gratitude shows up, is, do you pass it on? So I had somebody tell me that I felt so indebted for all the help they had been to me. And I was trying to monetize that to give them something to substantiate the impact they had made on my life. They said, there's not enough money you could ever give me. He said, when it's your turn, you just help the next one. And man, that freed me, because I had this in my mind, this mental debt that I didn't know if I could ever make enough currency to repay him the wealth that he had poured into my life. But when he put that assignment on me that don't come up short, don't be NSF, when the next person gets in front of you, make sure they have something to pull from. And so I've spent the rest of my life making sure that I could deposit into the next person, because it was so freely deposited into me. I owe that. And people are like, man, you so good, you so good. No, you don't understand the debt I had. I have to do this. Or I got old creditors. That some of them might have to come back from the grave, if you believe in that, right? To be like, hey, what's up, bro? That's what we doing now?
Come on, you know I taught you better.
Yeah.
Come on.
That part. Yeah, exactly. That's all it takes. Like, all right, come here, man. I was going to charge you for this. But look, I got to get this to you. That's good.
Man, I want to share this story too. This is good. So growing up, man, I had raised by single parent mom. My dad was in my life, but from afar. We're blessed with that. But my mom knew it was important to put us around, good people, good men. And so I had one of my little league coaches He had a son. Well, he had 3 boys, and one of them is a year older than me, and
Okay.
we're still great friends to the day.
Yeah, yeah.
We actually have coached together.
Okay.
And everything. Our families go on trips, and I mean, like real close.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my guy. And I was actually just with him earlier this morning.
Okay,
But,
cool.
I had an opportunity to go back to my hometown and be a head coach there, and they had a granddaughter that was going through school, and school really wasn't her thing,
Right.
but she was a senior, and I knew that, man, she didn't have long. She could just push through and make it,
Right.
and because of what those people had done for me in my life, I had to go above and beyond to make sure that she did what she was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right? And I did that. I went and woke her up at the house a few times.
Right.
And like, hey, no,
Right.
you going to school
Wow.
today.
Wow.
Like what you
Wow.
got lunch money.
Yeah.
We got you. Like,
Right.
ain't no excuse. We gonna get it done. And just being there for support to help. But for me, it was my pleasure to do that. Because what she didn't know is that her grandfather, he was a lefty, but we couldn't afford to have a left hand glove and a right hand glove. So he turned the glove around when you throw to him. It looks all funky, right? And he would catch for me, right? I lost it, but she didn't know that. She didn't know that her grandfather and grandmother had given me rides to get to practice.
Yeah.
She ain't know that. She ain't know that. They've had me at their house and have fed me meals.
Yes, sir.
She ain't know that.
Right.
But what she did know was that, like, without a shadow of a doubt, that dude is there to support me and make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And it was like that for me because of what was poured into me. And so fast forward, she graduated.
Right.
And the family, they just like, man, thank you so
Yeah.
much. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm
right.
supposed to do
right.
that. Like, y'all don't know. Like, y'all don't know what y'all did for me.
Yeah, that part.
So thank y'all.
Right. I think sometimes we can be so short-sighted if we're not careful to miss the harvest of time that we may be sowing, that my dad was always very aware of, because like you, my parents divorced young. And so my dad would miss certain things, certain games, or certain things that I was mad about that I wished he would be there. And he was in education for a while. And so he would tell me at one point, he said, my prayer for you was that, like I was being there for somebody else's son, that somebody would be there for mine. Yeah. And man, I never had a place in my life where I didn't have somebody that was there for me. When the student had the question, the teacher shows up. I've never had a time where the teacher didn't show up, because of God ultimately being my heavenly father. But my natural father was so intentional that even if he couldn't be at the game, he may have gone to another kid's game. Now, for me, in my immaturity, that looked like, man, these ain't even your kids. You that, but he was 40 minutes, 45 minutes away. But he went to that kid's game as a seed that somebody that may have not even known my name was like, all right, 21, I see you. Yeah. And it was like, wow. Yeah. Wow. So we got to see beyond what we see with our natural eye and understand that we could be sowing seed that may affect future generations to come. Because that's what you did. That's legacy.
Yes, sir.
That's legacy. What you just said, they don't understand the legacy. This is not just what you're supposed to do. This is our legacy.
Yeah.
Just to do this. Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
I think that's what's missing from our society today. And I get to see it in real time in the barbershop because we're at that age and stage in life where we are not afraid to interrupt your comfortability to give you something that I know you're going to need. I know you want to look at your cell phone, youngster, but you need to put that phone down. There's some stuff in here that you can't Google.
Yeah.
And so they'll look like, oh, man, how you going to tell me to get out my phone? But before they leave, they write, all right, OG, and dapping you up because they saw something that they were like, wow, that was a pound a game.
I learned.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as you live, you learn to appreciate those moments more.
Yeah.
It's really cool when you're a young person and you have the maturity enough to appreciate those moments when you have them. And it's not waiting till later to look back on it, but you can be in the moment and realize it, man, it's pretty cool right here.
Yeah.
This opportunity
Yeah.
it's pretty cool opportunity that I'm blessed to have.
We see that. We see that in Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the cool part.
Yeah.
As a natural giver,
Yeah.
all you really can do for me is just receive.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you see a young man that's got their hands out,
Yeah.
oh man, hey, I thought I was tired, but I find some more. Come here, like Grandpa used to be.
Come on, boy.
Hey, boy, come here. I got some. Let's see what I got here, boy. You find old peppermint, though you had no wrap on it. He just feels so compelled. I got to bless you with something.
They had no rapper.
Ain't had no wrapper. You know them candies, boy. They be the pocket change. You got to pull the nickel off of it and some lint off that peppermint, boy. But they just wanted to give you something so bad, and they didn't have something that was pretty, but it was something that came from their heart, man. Some of them was the best peppermint that smelled like granny perfume. White diamond peppermints, you know. But they wanted to bless us so bad, man.
Man, that's good. You took me back.
You sucked up peppermints.
Yeah,
You got another couple more of them.
Tear 'em up.
Yeah, boy, it didn't always have to be pretty. We was just so happy to get it.
Boy. Happy to get it.
Yeah.
Man, that's good right there. That's some game.
We had a good childhood, man. We got them memories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were blessed kids. Despite what the world may say, we were this, we were that. Most of us didn't know we were poor till after we got money.
Yeah. You got out, you looked back like, wait a minute.
Right.
There was so much love that I ain't
Yes,
even know
sir.
that.
Yes, sir.
We had it bad.
Yes, sir.
I think too, just hearing you talk about like the peppermint from the pocket. Yeah. I think knowledge, when you're blessed to have knowledge passed around like that too, is pretty good. And for some, like, you know, it may be rough how it's given to you.
Yeah, come on, man.
Like it may have
It got some lint on it.
It may not be sealing the wrapper,
Right.
but however it's given to you, you got to take it and acknowledge and run with it and use it. It's candy for your soul.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That's really the legacy of our people. The African American experience here in America is, man, chitlins wasn't no part we were supposed to eat. We were just given scraps to deal with, and we turned it into a delicacy. And now we charging, you know, oxtails used to be pennies on the pound. Now you can't hardly afford oxtails because we elevate whatever we're given.
So good.
So we back really the full circle to the artistry and the talent of we as a people. So I guess what I hear for 2025 is I need to keep being that.
Yeah. Keep being the solution.
Keep being the solution.
Yeah, that's the thing right there.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Keep being the solution.
Yes, sir.
And know that you can, you are, and you will be the solution.
I like that.
You know,
like
just
that.
reminding yourself of that. When you go through those challenges, just know that it's a learning experience.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that was that was
There we go.
Man, it's a wrap.
Go get it.